Welcome to another adventure in STEM to the Stars. This lesson is Project Mercury. Today we will embark on a journey back in time to explore one of NASA's most iconic projects, Project Mercury. We'll delve into the political climate of the era and discover fascinating details about this groundbreaking endeavor. So fasten your seatbelts as we blast off into history. To fully understand Project Mercury, we must first set the stage and examine the political climate of the time. This project took place during the early years of the Cold War, a period characterized by intense rivalry between the United States and the Soviet Union. The space race became a significant battleground for both nations, representing their technological and ideological superiority. The first flight planned of Project Mercury was designated MR3, and the name assigned to the spaceship itself was Freedom 7. On May 5, 1961, Alan Shepard became the first American to travel into space. He piloted the Freedom 7 spacecraft on a suborbital flight that lasted just 15 minutes, but paved the way for the future of space exploration. On February 20, 1962, John Glenn embarked on the Friendship 7 spacecraft and achieved the first American orbital flight, circling the Earth 3 times during his nearly 5-hour mission. During Project Mercury, a total of 6 manned missions were conducted, each pushing the boundaries of human spaceflight. Among the original Mercury 7 astronauts, Alan Shepard, the first American in space, later became the 5th man to walk on the moon as part of the Apollo 14 mission. Interestingly, the first man and first woman into space were both Soviet cosmonauts. Valentina Tereshkova was the first woman in space. On June 16, 1963, she piloted the Vostok 6 spacecraft, making her a pioneer for women in space exploration. She was preceded in space as the first man to travel in space by Yuri Gagarin. Gus Grissom, one of the Mercury 7 astronauts, holds the distinction of being the only man to fly in Project Mercury, Project Gemini, and the Apollo program. He participated in the Mercury Redstone 4 mission, the Gemini 3 mission, and tragically lost his life in the Apollo 1 fire. Among the 7 astronauts, Deke Slayton was the lone Marine Corps pilot to fly during Project Mercury, while 3 came from the Air Force and 3 from the Navy. Deke Slayton was the lone Marine Corps pilot. Scott Carpenter, who piloted the Aurora 7 spacecraft during the Mercury Atlas 7 mission, did not have the opportunity to fly in space again. The first type of rocket flown during the Mercury program was the Redstone rocket. It was originally developed as a ballistic missile, but was later rated for manned space flight, and it provided the initial boost for the Mercury spacecraft. The Mercury Atlas rocket derived from the Atlas intercontinental ballistic missile were employed as the second type of rocket in the Mercury program. These rockets propelled the astronauts into orbit, allowing for manned orbitable flight. The switch from the Redstone to the more powerful Mercury Atlas was necessary to achieve the goal of orbital flight. The Atlas's rocket increased capabilities, enabled the astronauts to achieve the desired orbital velocity required for successful missions. Alan Shepard's suborbital flight aboard Freedom 7 lasted only 15 minutes, but it was a crucial step in the development of manned space flight. This historic achievement set the stage for longer and more ambitious missions to come. Well, and there you have it, an overview of NASA's Project Mercury, the political climate of the time, and fascinating details about this pioneering space program. Project Mercury laid the foundation for the future of space exploration, and its legacy continues to inspire us to reach for the stars. Thank you for joining me on this journey into history in STEM to the Stars. Make sure you visit Scoutlier for more information on our STEM to the Stars project, and join us for other adventures. Our next adventure is the Gemini program.